Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Earlyn, and we back with another video. So as y'all can see by the title, this will be another story time, y'all. I know I haven't did a story time in a minute, but yeah, before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll know when I post another video. Y'all, let's get into this wig first. So y'all, my wig looking so good. I got it done, what's today? Wednesday. So I got my hair done 2 days ago, and y'all, just get into it. Lace where you see the lace? Oh, okay. This is a 13 by 6 frontal wig. It's a size 30. I know it might not look like a size 30, but it's a, well, I'm like a size, it's the inches is 30, and she layered it for me or whatever. But yeah, stay tuned for the vlog so you'll know the hair details and who installed my wig. And yeah, make sure y'all go and book her if you're in the Memphis area or South Haven, Olive Branch, Horn Lake, whatever. Make sure y'all book her because she ate down. So let's just go ahead and get into this story time. This story time is gonna be like on the more of a juicy type of story time side. I know I never like really, I be putting y'all in my business just a little bit, but not really too much. But this is gonna be me putting y'all in my business a little bit. As y'all can see by the title, y'all already know what story time this is, so I don't even really like gotta explain. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. So this happened around the time I was 18. Ooh, it don't matter. I can give a timeline with this one. I can give a timeline, but don't be expecting a timeline with everything, because y'all be nosy and y'all need to just sit back, relax. Be trying to go and text people and trying to go and find people and stuff like that, because that's just doing too much. Why you can't just sit back and enjoy the story time for laughs and giggles? Like, why y'all? Okay, around this time I was working at Bed Bath & Beyond. This when Bed Bath & Beyond was still open. Now, I don't know if it's a Bed Bath & Beyond still open by y'all, but it's no longer a Bed Bath. From my knowledge, there aren't any no more Bed Bath & Beyonds. I know I had my friend taking me to work, and I had my mom taking me to work, and I was I getting Ubers to work? I don't think I was getting Ubers to work. So I think my friend and my mama was taking me to work. One day, I want to say my friend had dropped me off at work. I'm not going to give this friend a name because she's not in this story time at all. We're going to talk about her in another story time. Around this time, I had just started working at Bed Bath & Beyond. It was, I want to say, I know it was my first week. I don't know if it was like my first day or my second day or whatever, but I knew it was my first week. On this particular day, I had got there, like, I'm on the schedule. Like, if you work a job, like most jobs, you're on the schedule like before a job opens up the store. Like, okay, so let's say the job don't open up to 10. They got you scheduled for 9 o'clock. So you can come in, get the stove ready, like set up a couple of things, set up the register and all of that before the store actually opens. So I was scheduled to come in. I think our store specifically opened up, was it 10? I think it was 10. So I think our store specifically opened up at 10. But I was scheduled to come in at 9 o'clock, so an hour ahead. So I get dropped off by my friend. I come in, I clock in, and I go straight to the back so I can go grab inventory and start putting it up. As I'm putting up inventory, I think I'm putting up like the rugs or whatever. And you know, I'm just listening to my music. Mind you, it ain't nobody in the store, so we can have our AirPods in and stuff like that. So I'm just listening to my music, and next thing you know, I get a text from, we gonna call her, because I got some story times about her too. Like, y'all, I got a lot of story times. we gonna call her Maya. So I get a text from Maya, and she was like, what you doing? And I tell her, like, I'm at work and stuff. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, do you have somebody to pick you up for work? And I was like, well, I don't know if my mama gonna come and pick me up. I said, but if she don't, would you mind like coming to get me? She was like, yeah, I'll come and get you. She was like, matter of fact, just don't ask your mama, I'll come and get you from work. So I'm like, okay, cool. I remember this particular day, my manager, she ended up coming to me. She ended up asking me, did I want to try bubble tea? So I'm like, yeah, I don't mind trying. This was when I'd be like, okay, I'll go ahead and try new stuff. And y'all, I didn't even buy it. I didn't buy it. So she asked me, did I want to try bubble tea? And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't mind trying bubble tea. Long story short, this was nasty. Like, no, never again. Never again. I think we got it from this place. It's called Poke World. Never again. No, would not recommend. So yeah, when I got the bubble tea, I tasted it. I took one sip of it. No, actually, I took 2 sips of it. After the second sip, I threw it in the garbage because I didn't like it. That whole day goes by, and you know, at work, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do at work, and yeah. So I think around this time, the store, I wonder, was this a weekend? I don't know if this was a weekend or a weekday. I don't remember, but I know on weekdays, I think we closed at 10. Wait, let me see. Okay, so let's say on weekends we closed at 9, and on weekends we closed at 10. Okay, so that's how it was. I don't really remember what day it was, but I know it was nighttime when I got out of work because I did so this thing about me, I was in the midst. Okay, side note, I know I'm rambling, but y'all know, well, if you didn't know, I got ADHD, and yeah, so if you hear if you don't want to hear this rambling, just skip to the video. Okay, so I was in the midst of buying me a car, so I would come in when they open and I would stay until they close, like just to get them extra hours so I can save up to buy me a car. Whatever time they closed, that's when I was leaving. So I ended up texting her probably like 15 minutes before we was finna clock out, because before we clock out, we gotta make sure everything is like back put up. I'm so glad, y'all. Another side note, I am so glad that Bed Bath & Beyond wasn't a clothing store. I hated working at a clothing store. Like, you would be folded, like you would been done folded up them clothes. Like when I was working at Route 21, I got some story times about them too. Y'all, I would go and fold them clothes. Why 2 minutes later, all of them shirts and pants is back messed up? And it's like, bro, I just folded these clothes. Like, how is they back messed up? So before we clocked out, we had to make sure like everything was back on the rack, everything was back put up straight. Like, we basically had to make sure like the store was clean before we could leave, before we clocked out. Like, so while the store manager was like counting a drawer, we was down there cleaning up. Yeah, I remember like as I was cleaning up, and like as like when she was counting the last drawer, when the store manager started counting the last drawer, I was like, okay, I'm finna go ahead and text Maya. So I go ahead and I text Maya, and I was like, hey, I'm ready for you to come pick me up. Mind you, little side note, so I was talking to this dude. We're gonna name him Angel. So I was talking to this dude at the time. His name was Angel, and me and Angel at this point in our relationship, we wasn't talking because something had happened. I got a story time about this. So she knew we wasn't talking, but when I text her, she was like, okay, so little side note. I hope y'all keeping up with me. I hope y'all not getting confused. So we had this 3 out of 3 friendship. It was me, Maya, and we gonna name the other girl Nicole. We just gonna name her Nicole. And I know a Nicole, but we not talking about her. Nicole and Angel was cousins. Get it? So while I was at work, Maya was at Nicole's house and Angel was over there. So when I text Maya and told her like I was ready for her to come pick me up, she was like, okay. She was like, Angel and Nicole's brother, he don't need a name, but yeah, Nicole's little brother was coming with her. So like I said, at this point in our relationship, me and Angel wasn't talking. Like, we wasn't talking, like we wasn't texting, we wasn't communicating at all, and she knew that. So I was like, when I read the message, I was like, why he gotta come? Like, he can't stay at the house with Nicole. Well, no, he can't stay at the house with Nicole, little brother. Like, you and Nicole can't just come by yourself and come get me and take me home. Cause I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I really did want to see him. So when she told me they was coming, honestly, I really had to just suck it up and just be like, I mean, that's not my car. If he jump in her car and they come and get me for work, what can I do? Like, honestly, what can I do? About 15-20 minutes go by. We starting to like, she started coming down the stairs after she get down counter drawers. She asked, was everybody right here? And most of the people's, like, some people, they had cars and stuff, and Maya had just pulled up. I tell everybody bye, and I was like, yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow and stuff like that. So I walk outside. Mind you, Maya got, I'm not gonna say the exact car she got because the car really don't matter, but Maya don't have tint on her car. So when I walk outside, I can see straight through Maya's tent. Yeah, why I see Angel just smiling? Mind you, okay, this is how it is. So Maya is the driver, Nicole is in the passenger seat. It's Angel and Nicole little brother. So Angel get out the car, he's smiling and stuff, and he get out the car and he let me get in the middle because Angel little brother was behind Nicole, like on the passenger seat. So I get in the middle and he get back. So he get out the car so I can get in, and I get back in the car. So at this point, I'm really just irritated because honestly, y'all, I really did not want to see him. Like, I just did not, I just didn't want to see him. So we in a car. We just in a car, and she ended up turning the music down. She was like, hey girl, and I was like, hey, and I say hey to Nicole and stuff, and you know, I didn't say nothing to Angel. So Angel ended up asking Maya, can she stop by his house? Mind you, I think Nicole and Angel lived, I want to say, about a good 15, maybe 20 minutes from each other. So I'm not going to say where he stayed because that's just giving too much information. But just know they lived about a good 15-20 minutes away from each other. He asked, could she stop by his house so they could go and get some tree? So she was like, yeah. So, you know, we start driving. We on the road. We about 15-20 minutes away from his house. So we listening to music. I'm just vibing to the music, y'all. Mind you, I'm not saying nothing to Angel at all. He got his arm around my neck. Like, he just like, you know how you just push your arm? Mind you, I need to look. Okay, I'll use my birth for example. So I'm Angel and this is me. He got his arm around me like this, and you know, I'm just looking straight, just how the bird looking, and he like, so you ain't gonna talk to me? Y'all, when I tell y'all I ignored that man, I ignored him. Like, mind you, the music was turned up loud. That's why he whispered in my ear. But I ignored him to the fullest. Like, sir, no, I'm not finna talk to you. You can get your arm from around my neck. Y'all, I was trying to get his arm from around my neck for so long, but he like had that like little grip on me. Like, nah, like, why you want me to move my arm? So I was like, can you move? He was like, nah. He was like, for what? He was like, what you got an attitude for? Y'all, I was finna crash out right then and there in that moment, because it's like, sir, you know why I got an attitude. Please stop playing with me right now before I beat your ass in this back seat. He was like, man, you mad? I'm gonna tell y'all why I was mad at him in a whole nother story time. But he was like, man, you mad about that? This, and that. I was asleep. Da, 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 da. Sir, no, you was not. Come on now, stop. I'm still ignoring him. He over here trying to give me a kiss. No, move. No, I was like, y'all, I wouldn't kiss him. I wouldn't acknowledge him. None of that. But I'm not gonna lie. I ain't even gonna lie. I did miss him. So like I said, within about 15-20 minutes, we ended up pulling up to his house. So we pull up to his house, and that's, well, I feel like the 20 minutes is with traffic. If it ain't traffic, I feel like, no, I feel like it's still about a good 20 minutes. Ended up pulling up to his house. Nicole's little brother and Angel ended up going into his house. So when they went into the house, Maya gonna look at me in the rearview mirror and was like, girl, why you acting like that towards him, this and that? I said, why would you even bring him? I said, you know, me and him not talking like that. Honestly, we not really talking at all. He been trying to talk to me, but I haven't answered his calls. I ain't answered his messages, none of that. I said, if you know we not talking, why would you even bring him? She was like, because he asked to come. I said, why would you even tell him you was coming to get me? She was like, I mean, she said, I told Nicole I was coming to get you, and he was over there, and he asked, could he ride? And I was like, you should have told him no. So, me and her, you know, we not really arguing, but, you know, we just going back and forth talking. I'm like, you should have told him no. Like, you know, I'm not talking to him. Like, why would you bring him? You know, I'm not really messing with him right now. Like, no. So, you know, probably like good 5-10 minutes, he ended up walking back outside. He walked back outside with some tree. He wanted Maya to take him to the house to go get some tree. So he get back in the car. We drive back to Nicole's house. The whole time he not saying nothing to me because he know I really don't want to be bothered. But I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I missed him. I'm not gonna lie, that was my man. I missed him. Ended up going back to Nicole's house, and the little brother ended up getting out the car, and he ended up rolling up the tree. I think he rolled up his tree and Nicole rolled up her tree. But we all really like just passing to, how can I say, we just passing the tree around in rotation. Okay, so as we passing the tree around, I get a text from my mom. She was like, where you at? And I was like, my friend just picked me up from work. And no. So I think it was probably about, I want to say it was probably about 10 o'clock at night. So this had to be on a weekday because I remember her vividly texting me. It was probably like around 9:40 something, close to 10 o'clock. And she texted me and she was like, if you stay out too late, you might as well just stay where you at. So I'm like, I'm not gonna stay out too late. I'm gonna come back home. So she was like, okay. So I guess he's seeing the message, but he was on the phone too, so I don't really know if he saw the message or not. I think his mama or his auntie, one of his family members called him because I heard him on the phone talking to one of his family. He was talking to one of his, when he answered the phone, I think he was like, hey auntie, or talking to his cousin. I know for sure it was a family member, y'all. It wasn't another, because he would have had me up. But y'all just sitting in a car talking and stuff, and he whispered in my ear. This is so embarrassing. Anyways, so he whispered in my ear and he was like, come in the house, I'm finna talk to you for a minute. Parents or little kids, if you're watching this video, just go ahead and fast forward. He asked to talk to me. He asked me to come in the house so he could talk to me. So at first I wasn't trying to go in the house because I'm already knowing what type of timing he was on. And I'm not gonna lie. I wanted that. I already knew what type of time he was on, so at first I really didn't want to go in the house, but I ended up going in. So we go in the house, we go upstairs, and we go to the room, and we walking upstairs. Like as we walking upstairs, so basically how Nicole's house was, it was a decent sized house, and it was a nice house actually. It had this part of the house where you can go up these stairs, but it's like it's a door that closes behind you before you walk upstairs. So he walked up the stairs first, and then I walk up the stairs. But he was like, close the door behind you. So I closed the door, and we talking, and I do remember, but we not gonna get into all of that or what happened. If you know, then you know what happened. Basically, as we was walking up the stairs, he was just like, you mad? He was like, you mad about this, that, and the third, this, and that, and all this. Like, I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I missed you, but you was too busy laid up with a bitch. And he was like, he wasn't laid up with nobody. He was asleep, this and this. I knew he was lying. I knew he was lying. And later on in life, I'll tell y'all how I knew he was lying. But for right, this is not their story time. I had, like, I already knew that, like, he was lying or whatever. But, I mean, we just gonna go ahead and say it. I was young and stupid. And just stupid because there was the person who had took my V card, and you know, I was dumb. We can go ahead and say it. I was dumb over him. So, but not for too long. Not for too long. Go upstairs, we go to the room, we did what we did. So, as mind you, he had drove over to Maya's house. That's why he was there. After we ended up doing what we was doing, I go to Nicole's room, and she was like, girl, I heard you from all the way down here. I was like, girl, don't even talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it. Maya ended up texting me and was like, I'm finna go home. She was like, but before I go home, see if he'll take you home. And so I was like, okay. So I asked him if he'll take me home. Well, he had already said he was gonna take me home. So I was like, yeah, he said he was gonna take me home. So she was like, okay. So she ended up pulling off, and the plan was for him to take me home. So I ended up getting in his car. He got in the car, and I was on the way home. So y'all, I'm at the light. So we driving to my house, y'all. I'm at the light. We sitting at the red light this by my house. My phone started ringing. It's my mama. So she was like, so I answered. She was like, you might as well just stay where you at because it's too late for you to come home. My job, it's probably like 10 o'clock, 10 something. She was like, you might as well just stay where you at because it's too late for you to come home. Y'all, he heard that. When I tell y'all, he hit a U-turn so fast, mind you, we somewhere where police be hot. Y'all, he hit a U-turn so fast, I was like, God damn. He was like, well, you finna come to my house. So I'm like, I mean, you told me to stay where I'm at, and where I'm at is I'm with Angel. And so I'm finna go with Angel. Long backstory. My mama did not like Angel because of the type of nigga he was. If you know, then you know. If you don't, somebody please explain it in the comments. I ended up going to his house. Mind y'all, I really couldn't drive at the time. So I had asked him. I was like, and so at this time I couldn't drive. But I was trying to learn how to drive. So I had asked him. I was like, I said, when we get like 5 to 10 minutes away from your house, just let me drive. He was like, all right, bet. So we ended up stopping by McDonald's. And because I told him I was hungry, so we ended up stopping by McDonald's. I don't lie, that McDonald's was Friday night, so I ain't gonna even cap to you. And he ended up getting me, I think I had got some chicken nuggets and some fries, and he ended up getting him something, and we ended up going to his house. So he let me drive from McDonald's to his house. So we ended up, basically, y'all, we almost got into a wreck. Long story short, your girl could not drive at all. So he ended up making me get out. No, I think I drove us all the way to his house. So long story short, we ended up almost getting into a car accident. And I was like, nah. He was like, man, just come on. He was like, man, just come on. Hurry up, get us to the house. So we was like right down the street. We was in the neighborhood, but I just had to go all the way straight because he lived in a cove. So I just had to just go all the way straight and then turn and then pull up in his driveway, basically. So that happened. We ended up getting our food and going into his house or whatever. So that night we ended up eating our food. I didn't eat all of my nuggets. I think I probably had like 5 because I had fries and nuggets. Back then, I didn't eat like that. I still really don't eat as much. Well, I do, but I eat in small portions. I ended up letting him have the rest of my nuggets. So we go to sleep. So I wake up. My phone did. I think I wake up at like 6, 7 in the morning. My phone did. So I ended up grabbing his charger, putting my phone on the charger, and I go back to sleep. So he up, y'all. I want to say like he up at like 9, 10 in the morning. He wake me up because he playing music on the TV. So I get up and I'm looking at him. He bagging up tree in the mirror or whatever, listening to the music. And all I remember is me waking up saying, turn that music down. So he turned the music down a little bit and I go back to sleep. I wake up. So this part is my fault, really. So I wake up fully all the way, probably like 30 minutes later, and I get my phone. So I see I got 3 missed calls from my mama. So yeah, I didn't even call her back because I knew what type of time my mama was on. If I don't answer her phone call, the first phone call, she is on it. And at that time, it's early in the morning, I ain't got time for that. So I didn't even call her back. So, you know, we just talking, we doing this and this. She texting me. Going off. I'm like, man, I'm not finna text her back. Like, bro, I'm just not on that type of time. And like, I just woke up. Let me eat a sausage biscuit first before you even... Like, come on now. I take full responsibility for this part because I was wrong. I was wrong. Now that I'm looking back on it and I'm actually telling a story time, I was wrong on this part. So, you know, she was... I had about 3, 4 missed calls from her. I didn't answer it. She even texted me too. I didn't respond to that either. So, you know, I'm just laying in the bed. I'm talking to him. He's standing up. He bagging up tree or whatever. And I'm just laying there in the bed. So, all of a sudden, he leave out of the room and he go to the front. I don't know what he went to the front for, but he goes to the front. Y'all. Y'all, tell me why he come back in the room. He was like, yo, daddy outside. Y'all, still laying there in the bed. I'm like, man, stop playing. Like, you lying. Like, y'all, I'm like, you lying. He looked at me. He was like, Earl, I'm dead serious. So I started laughing. I'm like, man, stop playing. Like, you play too much, this and this. He said, Erlen, I'm dead serious. He said, go look outside. Y'all, I get up. Okay, so mind you. Okay, so hold on. So let's backtrack. So my mama had my location. So we had this app. It's called Life 360. So when your phone dial or like YOLO, like the location off or whatever it is, it just say near... Let's say I'm at 2867 Water Cove Drive. It's gonna say near 6943 Water Cove Drive. So it said I was near that place. Like, she screenshotted it. My mama screenshotted my location and sent it to my dad. Mind y'all, my dad, I'm not gonna get into all the details. So when he got when he first got out of jail, he was on probation and he could only be certain places. One of those places was he could only stay in Tennessee. Well, was it Tennessee or was it just Memphis, Tennessee? I think it was just Tennessee. He could only stay in Tennessee. He couldn't go out of state nowhere, meaning he couldn't go to Mississippi, he couldn't go to Alabama, Kentucky, like none of the surrounding states that's by Tennessee, he couldn't go to them because he was on probation. My job, I live in Mississippi. I live in Memphis, whatever. At the time I was in Mississippi. My mama screenshotted a picture of the location that I was near, and she sent it to him. Y'all, I don't know how he found the exact house that I was at. I don't know if it's just a parent's intuition or what, but he found the exact house that I was at. I go and look out the window. My dad is knocking at this man's door. I said, oh my God, man. Like, y'all, I really thought he was playing. So he give me some clothes. Yeah, so he give me, because mind y'all, I had slept in one of his shirts. I didn't sleep in my work clothes. So I had slept in one of his shirts, and I slept in his pants, whatever. No, I just slept in one of his shirts. He ended up giving me some pants. So I ended up grabbing my stuff. Y'all open the door. My daddy just got that disappointed, mad look on his face. And I'm just like, man. Mind you, they had some words back and forth. All I know is he was just talking about some, I don't remember vividly what it was about, but like they had him and Angel, my dad and Angel had like some aggressive words back and forth, like not directly towards each other. They was talking through the door. Mind you, I didn't even hear they was talking through the door. Like I said, he was playing music on the TV. I didn't hear it. So I guess they had some aggressive words talking to the door. So I walked. He was like, my dad, he was like, man, get your up in this car. So y'all, I grab my stuff and I get in the car. He was like, man, your daddy out there talking crazy. This, and this. Da, da, da. So he started grabbing, you know, he's glizzy. So I was like, hey, nah, like, chill out. Like, that's still my dad. Like, nah, like, all right, I'm just finna go. So he was like, man, nah. So if he was just like, man, you 18. He was like, you ain't gotta leave if you want to. Nah, he was like, you ain't gotta leave if you don't want to. I was like, really, I got to. Like, that is my dad. Like, I have to go. Like, he's not leaving here without me. So he was just like, all right, bro, whatever. I guess he was mad because I was leaving, but it's like, my dad not leaving here without me. So it's like, I really don't have no choice but to go with him. So I get in the car, y'all. When I get in the car, we pull off. This all I hear. My dad just going off on me. He going completely off on me. He was like, man, you know I ain't supposed to be in Mississippi, and you got me. He was like, you got me out here. He was like, your mama been looking for you all night. I was like, how she been looking for me when she was the one that told me to stay where I was? He was like, man, your mama was finna put an APB. I think it's called an APB. Basically, she was finna call the police and put a missing report out on me because I wasn't answering my phone. I wasn't texting her back. I wasn't doing none of that. So this all I heard the whole car ride, y'all. Like, he just going off on me. So he dropped me off at the house. I could tell he was mad at me. Y'all, my mama get home. She talking to me. She going off on me. She was like, I thought something happened to you. I thought somebody did something to you. She was like, but whole time you at his house, you supposed to be at your friend's house. I said, well, Mom, I was right down the street. I said, I was at that light right down the street from the house. You told me to stay where I was. He was dropping me back off at the house, so he just took me to his house. I couldn't go back to my friend's house. Her mama had already locked the door and all of that. So basically, y'all, like, she was just going off on me. Like, y'all, she was so mad. She was so mad at me. She was like, I almost called the police and put a missing person report out on you. Like, what is wrong with you? She was just talking about him. She was like, you just do anything he say and this and that. And I was like, man, like, y'all, I just did not want to hear that because I knew for a fact she did not like him. And it was because of the type of person, the type of that he was. So right after that, Nicole ended up calling me. She was like, where you at? So after my mama ended up stopped talking to me, she ended up like leaving out of my room and or whatever. She was like, where you at? And I was like, I'm at home. She was like, what's up? He was like, what's up? She was like, what's up with your dad? I was like, what you talking about? She was like, why your dad come to my house talking to my cousin like that and saying like he'll pull his strap out on him and stuff like that. And I was like, strap, it really doesn't, it's the same thing. Strap, glizzy, whatever, it's really the same thing. So I was like, Angel was talking crazy to my dad too. I said, Angel really mad because he didn't want me to leave. And she was like, at this point, just don't come to my cousin's house doing all this stuff. I said, Nicole, what does any of this have to do with you? Like, I said, none of this have to do with you. She was like, that's my cousin, and that's my cousin. It had clicker. Y'all, I hung up right in that girl's face so fast, because, baby, this ain't got nothing to do with you. This had something to do with me, your cousin, my mama, and my dad. This has nothing to do with you. So mind your business. Stay in a cousin's place. I'm not fucking you. I'm fucking your cousin. Y'all, after a couple of days, everything was back to normal. My parents, they was mad at me for a little bit, but after a couple of days, everything was back to normal. Me and Angel, we got back on talking terms. We was back talking. Me and my dad, of course, we was back talking. Me and my mama, we was back talking. And yeah, everything it just went back to how it was. I just say this to y'all, like, now that I'm older, I'm about to be 23 years old. Now that I'm older, I actually understand where my mama was coming from at the time. Like, back when it happened, I didn't understand where she was coming from. I was like, why is you tripping? You told me to stay where I was, this and this. But she told me to stay where I was, and I was at Nicole's house. She didn't know that I was down the street finna come to the house. So, I mean, she didn't know. But, yeah, I just say this to say, y'all, listen to y'all parents, because something could have happened to me. Something could have been wrong with me, and my mom would have thought that I was in Nicole's house the whole time. I was at Angel's house, and she didn't know. So I would say, just listen to y'all parents. Do not be coming home late at all. Abide by your parents' rules, and just listen to them until you move out. And when you move out, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, that'll be the end of this story time. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when I post another video. And y'all, we are almost at 1,100 subscribers. So yeah, keep watching my videos, keep sharing it, keep coming, keep liking it, keep doing all of it, because y'all, my channel is doing so freaking good, and I'm so excited. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody that's watching this video. Today Wednesday, Thanksgiving ain't until tomorrow, but yeah, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope everybody stay safe, stay warm, and if you're gonna drink responsibly, and don't eat too much food, okay? Even though I might sound like a hypocrite, because baby, I'm finna have about 7 plates, but don't eat too much food. Okay, I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. Airline, swear that you in heaven, saying beauty is so golden, I had to put it on a camera lens.